Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? Nah, 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 no drama, yeah. Nah, 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 no drama, yeah. Nah, 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 no drama, yeah, yeah.
Welcome, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Cleaning Life with Kia. Let me first just apologize. Listen, y'all, every week I'm on here is some type of technical dip. I have just summoned the technical gods, of destruction every 2 weeks when it's time for me to have this podcast. So the previous weeks I was thinking it was something, and it probably was what I was thinking, but I'm going to have to troubleshoot really hard between after this podcast and the next podcast to figure out exactly like what in the world is going on. So I apologize for the 10 to 12 minute delay. I know some people are tuning in and they're on time, and we were on time too, but it happened. So I'm not gonna just pour into that this evening, because listen, it's already been a day. So I don't want to just add too much more to it, because my goodness. But anyway, again, happy Tuesday and welcome. Thank you so much for being here again. My name is Kia Smith. I am the owner and founder of Help Now. It is a small cleaning, decluttering, organizing, basically home management business here in the Tulsa, Oklahoma surrounding area. And basically, I'm using my business as a platform here to just reach out, connect with people, give advice, share stories along this cleaning life journey, because life is happening all the time, and cleaning and household management is happening right alongside it. So, we just need that type of support. And like I said, it's just a genre of topics for everybody. So for those that are interested in, cleaning and tips and all of that kind of stuff, this is the place for you. Again, like I said, I'm the owner and founder of Help Now. Our mission is to help our clients manage their home and organize parts of their lives that matter the most by bringing families and communities together through complete household management. We have a passion to help, heal, and nourish our clients through life, whether they need help now or later. So now that that's out the way, if you've joined me before, yes, then you know that I kind of ramble before I just kind of really, really get started. And I don't know, so podcast is at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's over in the evening. Like, I try to get to bed at least by 10. It doesn't work all the time, but that's the goal. So, I just have a couple of hours, or really I don't have that long, because I'm here, and then the podcast is for an hour. And then, you know, so I've gone all day. I've gone all day long. And so this is the time of day pretty much everybody is decompressing. So when I get on here, if you haven't joined me before, a lot of times I just ramble, because like I said, this is cleaning life. So we talk about cleaning and life and everything that happens in between it. So I got to ramble for a second and just kind of decompress. First of all, I hope everyone is well. Had a great day and you're safe from all of this weather. It's been absolutely just insane. I've been seeing all these tornadoes pop up everywhere, and I live in Oklahoma, so it is just tornado heaven over here. They have so many tornadoes here, and warnings and watches, until like, I think after a certain time, you just become like desensitized. Like, I'm not a fan of bad weather. I don't think anyone is, but I typically would be like a little scared. It's scary. You can't mess with nature. There's nothing you can do with nature. When nature comes, you just have to, hide and protect yourself the best you can. But when it comes through, especially with tornadoes, it's just not a lot that you can do. But I'm telling you, they come around so much and so many warnings and all that until you just be like, you know what? If you blow me away in my sleep, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's still alarming. They yesterday it was supposed to like be really, really, really bad here. And actually where I stay, they didn't do anything. They had sent out these emails and text messages from the school talking about you can come get your kids early. We're going to do early dismissal. If your kids ride the bus or walk home, then they're going to be held here basically until whatever happens, passes over, whatever the case may be. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm at work getting these notifications. So I had to make arrangements, to get the boys from school. It's just a lot with this weather. It's just a lot. Um, and then it's just been like life, like I said. So I've entered into this Supermom contest, and I'm trying not to let it frazzle me. But honestly, it is really kicking my butt all up in between the washer and dryer right now. So I'm a quarter finalist, and when everybody was kind of in the pool, and as I advanced, I was like number one. I stayed on top, stayed on top, stayed on top. And then so I made it to like the quarterfinals. I'm a quarter finalist, and like the competition is so stiff. It is so tough. So I'm trying to hang in there. Yes. So please support. It is through the Children's Miracle Network, and the recipient of the prize, first place prize, will get a article in Women's World magazine, a weekend trip to Napa, and $20,000. So I'm like, why wouldn't I? I do consider myself a super mom, and and if all you have to do to get all of those great things is just solicit votes and get votes, it's like I can do that. I can at least attempt. So now that everyone has advanced, they grouped all of the people that were number one, like in their category. They grouped everybody together, and now everybody is like fighting to the death for it. So my mind has been on that, and just all kinds of things. But it's been good. And then I don't know, today I was at work. I got to work this morning, and I just had this feeling just come on me, like I needed a hug. I don't know. Have y'all ever felt like that? Like I had the insatiable urge for like just a really meaningful, like platonic, but genuine, like really like, oh my gosh, type hug. And I think it's just because, when you pour yourself into so many different things and people, and you don't quite get it back the way you give it all the time, you'll get drained. And I think I messed up and got drained a little bit, but the love and the intentions are always pure. But I just noticed that, a lot of times people don't reach back. Like you give out sometime, and it caught up with me. And I'm not like counting it like, oh, well, they didn't. I don't even be thinking about it. Like I don't even think about it. I don't feel no type of way about it. I don't even acknowledge it or even know that it's anything that I actually need until I need it. And then it just came on me. And I think it was just like I said, like it's just the weather, all this stuff going on, the anxiety with like school is about to be out. Oh my goodness. So the kids will be out of school on Friday. And so I'm already like, I just, those little feelings on the inside, like this morning, Eli forgot to take the trash out. And it was like in my mind, like I felt some type of way about it. It's like, it's not a big deal, kids. So, I'll be talking to myself and try to keep myself in alignment. But, you think about those things because it wasn't the fact that he missed the trash. It's just the fact that, he's done it before and he struggled with it sometime. But summertime is coming. So when I'm out working and doing some things, and they're here, things don't have to be perfect. Even though I do cleaning and all of that type of stuff, I'm not like OCD up in here. Like you got to have stuff a certain way, but things do have to flow a certain way, and you do have to be responsible. So it's like, oh my God, y'all about to be here every day. Y'all about to be here every day. And when they get caught up in their own little world and their own little thing, like And then it's like, as a parent, it's like, I've been at work all day. This would be mentally like, I don't be on them like that. I mean, I have and I will. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to come into that every day. So I'm trying to groom them for the summer because it's a thing. So listen, if you haven't had a conversation with your kids yet, with summertime rolling, I suggest that you do because it's a real thing. Like I don't want to be frustrated and out of sorts. And I know when I get home, I don't want things to be crazy. And what I typically do, like the first week of school that they're out, I just let them chill. Now I don't let them just run amok and just let things be any kind of way. But you know, um, I'm gonna give them a week to kind of decompress because it has been a year. It has been a year. So I got that kind of stuff going on. And my son Caden, he has been working so hard to get exempt from his finals. And you have to have a certain grade percentage alongside your attendance has to be a certain way. So yesterday he left school early because of the weather. And he didn't leave to maybe about fifth or sixth period, about fifth, right after fifth period, I think he left. But anyway, they were trying to like count him absent. Now he's worked so hard, and that was like the only absence he could get. So he's worked so hard to get exempt. So now I got to call the school in the morning, yada, yada, yada. It's just always something. So like I said, it was just a day, just a lot of little things, not really a lot of big things, but all those little things can kind of add up. And then when you're kind of just doing things on your own and by yourself, and then if it depends on the people you have in your space, if they're not supportive or if they're not positive. Typically, when I get around people, I am like pretty much the positive person in the space. So it's hard, when you're that person and, nobody really calls you to kind of put into you, like genuinely put into you. So just decompressing from all that. We're all friends here, and this is real life. This is the stuff that we deal with. A lot of times people don't talk about it all the time, but again, like I said, we're all friends here. So I'm off of my soapbox and I'm done ranting. So let me get focused and let's get on this topic because I already started late and time is going by so fast already. The topic for this evening is the science of cleaning. Why a tidy home is smarter than you think. So what I've noticed and realized with people is that they think their home is clean when it really ain't clean. Your house can look clean, but actually be filthy. And that's because a lot of people clean for appearance and not effect. Um, Keep that in mind. A kitchen sponge can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. Like when I go to clients' houses and I'm cleaning their kitchen, a lot of people do this. They have the same old sponge, same old sponge. Listen, I be throwing them sponges away. My clients know, like I come with extra sponges to replace the one I threw away because you're just nothing's clean with that sponge. It's nasty. Um, and I'm gonna veer off to the left just for a little bit and quickly run through a few health and mental benefits that attribute to why cleaning matters. So dust and allergens can trigger asthma, eczema, and sinus issues. Viruses can live on surfaces for days. Mold in bathrooms or damp areas can lead to respiratory issues. And studies show how clutter increases cortisol, which is that stress hormone. Clean environments boost focus and reduce activities. And then there's a social and emotional value, and that is the hospitality and the pride in your space. You can be more hospitable and show more hospitality and pride when you have a clean space. So now, here's a little science behind cleaning. So, Acids, bases, and surfactants like soap. Soap is a surfactant. They break down oils and grime by binding to both water and grease. Acids, like vinegar, vinegar is an acid. Acids dissolve mineral buildup and soap scum. So people, and this is just a good topic because, people be cleaning and they just be grabbing stuff and spraying and squirting. And you don't even know what it's for and what it's doing and how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know like your products. You haven't really researched your products. People just be thinking that, oh, well, it look clean and it smell good in here, so it's clean. But in reality, it's not. It's quite the opposite. So acids like vinegar dissolve mineral buildup in soap scum. Bases like baking soda. Baking soda is a base. Bases break down proteins and neutralize odors. Another fun fact, soap. Soap doesn't kill germs. It removes them by lifting them off surfaces so they can be rinsed away. So it doesn't actually kill them. It doesn't kill them, but what it does is it will lift. Like you have some soap and you're scrubbing it, it lifts the dirt. And then when you wash it or wipe it, it's rinsed away, but it isn't being killed. The soap doesn't kill it. So a few common germs that are found on surfaces include E. coli, salmonella, and staphylococcus, which is like how people have staph. It's like a germ. Viruses like influenza, the flu, and COVID-19, they spread by droplets on like doorknobs and counters and phones. People sneezing and wiping and all of that. It just, it's spread. And biofilm is a slimy layer of bacteria that's resistant to basic cleaning. It needs disinfectant and friction to move. Now, friction, when I say friction, it's like scrubbing. Now, friction physically lifts dirt and microbes from surfaces, while heat using hot water and steam can break down grease and destroy protein. Also, when using disinfectants, remember they need time to kill germs. Spraying and wiping doesn't work effectively. You know how you have a disinfectant, you spray it and then wipe it real quick. You're being counterproductive because it's not working. It didn't work. When you spray a disinfectant, you need to wait between 3 to 10 minutes before you wipe. You need to give it time to kill the germs. So just remember that when you're using a disinfectant, give it time, 3 to 10 minutes. Spray it, maybe walk away for a second, do something else, come back, and then wipe it off. Now, I'm going to also throw out a few cleaning misconceptions. 1, vinegar disinfects. That's false. Okay, vinegar cleans, but it doesn't kill most harmful bacteria and viruses. Vinegar is an acid and it dissolves the buildup. It dissolves, but it doesn't actually like kill it. 2, clean means germ-free. Again, false. Like I stated earlier, something can look clean and still be contaminated. Like people. That was mean. I'm having a day. Bear with me. We're all friends. The third misconception is using more product equals better. That is false as well. Actually, using too much cleaner can leave residue and even damage surfaces. So use the appropriate amount of your cleaning product. Just because you use a whole bunch of it does not mean that it's actually clean. You could be actually causing more harm than good. Another cleaning misconception: bleach cleans everything. False. Bleach disinfects, but it doesn't remove dirt. You have to clean first and disinfect second. You can't clean dirt. Always clean before you disinfect. So that's why I be telling people too, like when they be hiring, when they be cleaning or they be hiring people, like for me, I work quick for what I do, but I still take longer than some people. And I should, and they should too, because you can't just be spraying stuff and wipe. Like I actually clean. I clean it, like soap it up, clean, lift the dirt. Like, like I said earlier, you cleaning using friction, lifting the dirt, I'm wiping it away. And behind that, I come back behind my cleaning and I disinfect. Let it sit for 3 to 10 minutes and wipe it down again. So like just say like a countertop. If you see me clean, I'm gonna clean the countertop twice. Maybe why is she cleaning the countertop? A lot of people just clean it once. They'll spray some stuff that probably don't need to be sprayed. It's not really doing the job. And they'll wipe it off and go on about their business. But the germs are still there, you know. Um, So you have to be really, really careful when you clean. And like cleaning, it's a process. So people, again, like I said, a lot of people just want it to like look a certain way. And that's also why you have to pay attention and read what's on those bottles, because everything ain't meant for like what you're doing. And people really just be going for the aesthetics. They want, you have to be careful for all those products that have those scents. People are drawn to scents. They find something that smell good and they think that it works. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that smell good ain't good. They were talking about how like Bath and Body Works, everybody's on Bath and Body Works all the time, and come to find out, like, yep, it'd be a lot of the candles and plugins and all of that stuff. It smells really good, and people be trying to just make their house smell good or maybe eliminate odor, but at the same time, those things, they come to find out, are very toxic. So just because it smells good doesn't mean it's good. Just like if something look good, it don't mean that's good for you. That's just a life lesson, but it's also applicable to your home. Like just because you walk in somebody's house and things look well put together, it does not necessarily mean that it's clean. Like you can come into a house and the countertops look clean and wiped down and yada, yada, yada. And you can go touch on some stuff and you can get sick. People, they aren't, oh, it'd be the worst for me, especially like in the kitchen and the bathrooms for sure. Um, you be in the kitchen and you're cooking. And if you're preparing like any type of meat, anything like that, yeah, you can wipe it down and it can look, you can have some stuff that smell good and all of that, but it'll still be just germ infested and you'll still get sick and you'll be wondering like, well, the kitchen was clean. In reality, no, it wasn't. Um, a few other things I want you to remember too is use microfiber cloths. They grab and hold particles better than paper towels do. So I always tell people, always have you some microfiber cloths around when you're cleaning. And again, I want to reiterate because it's important. Let disinfectants sit 3 to 10 minutes before wiping. So anytime you use a disinfectant, just every time you see disinfectant, think of me, 3 to 10 minutes. Because if you spray something on there and just wipe it, it is going to not be clean. It's not going to be clean. I'm telling you right now. Clean high touch surfaces daily, like your phones, your remote controls, your light switches, your refrigerator handles, and things of that nature. Things that people touch all the time. You're always touching your phone. The doorknobs are always getting touched on. The light switches are always getting touched on. And if nothing else, I'll just spray some disinfectant on there, let it sit and wipe them off, like the handles and the switches and stuff like that. And especially like the refrigerator, because it'd be like, I can just go in there and you can just see little hand and fingerprints on there. And I'm just like, ugh, but certain things, they're being touched all the time. I'm more aware of that. I mean, I'm aware of it at home, but I guess I'm more comfortable because I'm with my kids, you know what I'm saying? But I'm hyper aware when I'm at work because it's a lot of going in and out of doors, and we have handhelds we have to use there, and everybody touching it, and ugh. Like I feel so bad. I'm constantly like washing my hands and wiping stuff down. But that's what I'm supposed to do because germs are real. Um, and wash your cleaning tools, sponges, your sponges and mops and cloths. They often harbor more bacteria than the surfaces themselves, just like I had mentioned earlier about your kitchen sponges. And I know a lot, I know this for a fact, like everybody just kind of shared this commonality. And I mean, I'm not saying everybody do, but it is it's a thing. People have sponges and they'll just keep the same sponge forever and ever and ever and ever. And you can't do that. Those germs and things are getting into the pores of the sponge. So, and you're wiping multiple surfaces. You wipe the kitchen counter off. You may have had some chicken or some salmon or something like that. So you wiping stuff down, and then you got the inside of your sink and the stove and whatever. And just think, it's like, to me, it's like cross contamination or something. That's how it kind of resonates in my mind. So either you wash your sponges depending on the type that you have, or um, replace them, clean them or replace them. Um, yeah. And I mean, it's simple. It's not a long topic tonight. It's simple, but it's something that you want to be like super aware of. And I don't think that people understand, like, honestly, like people just go in and be like, I'm cleaning. And it don't be a bit more clean than the man in the moon. It just don't. So when I'm cleaning, like I'm very intentional when I clean. Yeah, be intentional because it's not getting as clean as you think. And don't think, well, up until this point it's been working, you just been lucky. You just been lucky, and you still really want to, like I said, too, if you have children, like again, I mentioned earlier, like school about to be out. So, their little hands and bodies, they about to be everywhere, all over the place. So, just kind of pay attention and try to keep some of this information in the back of your mind. And even before I wrap this topic all the way up, I want to briefly explain the difference between clean versus sanitized versus disinfected. So when you clean, when you're cleaning, it removes visible dirt, dust, and debris from surfaces using soap or detergent and water. It doesn't necessarily clean the germs. I talked about that a little bit earlier, but it reduces the number by removing them. So it's not like they're being killed, they're just being removed, off of that surface. So it removes the visible dirt, and the dust and the debris from the surfaces using the surfactant, soap or detergent and water. And it doesn't kill germs. I'm sorry, it doesn't kill them, but it reduces the number by removing them. So clean versus sanitize. Sanitize it reduces the number of germs on a safe level as judged by public health standards. Sanitizing doesn't kill all germs, but it lowers the risk of spreading infection. So you'll see stuff to be sanitizing. Helps lowers the risk of spreading infection. You'll see that all the time. So that's what that is. Reduces the number of germs on a safe level. Sanitizing doesn't kill all germs, but it lowers the risk of spreading any infection. Okay? Disinfected. Clean versus sanitized versus disinfected. So disinfected, it kills most or all harmful bacteria and viruses on surfaces using chemicals. So Disinfecting is stronger than sanitizing, but must be done on a clean surface to be effective, if that makes sense. It's stronger than sanitizing, but it can only be effective if it's done on a clean surface using your soap, because your soap is going to lift, it's going to lift it and remove, and then you double back with a disinfectant, and it's then the disinfectant is what's going to kill the bacteria and the viruses on the surface, if that makes any sense. So not too bad, and that was some good information, huh? And we need to know these things while cleaning, and it's just good to be aware and to be cautious. You need to know if you're cleaning up your own home, you're doing your work, or you have other people in your home and they're cleaning too. Like, they need to know that. So for me, having children, they have dish weeks. They have to go clean the kitchen, and they have to clean their bathroom and stuff in there. So they can't just be going in there just trying to fake the funk, because sure, most definitely with kids, that's what they are doing. A lot of adults will do it too. These little quick cleans and quick cleanings and stuff like that. And it doesn't work that way. My thing is, if you're gonna do something, do it right. If you're gonna do something, do it right. And my mom used to say, if you do it right first time, you don't have to go back and do it again. So learn the science behind it and why it's important. It's always good to know why you're doing something, not just doing it. Yeah, always know why. And when you know why, a lot of times, um, it makes it more effective. It makes, when things make more sense, you can kind of deal with it. Because typically, I'm kind of the exception and a few other people, but people typically don't like cleaning and things like that. But again, like I said, it's just something that we have to do. That's why I have this podcast, because it's something that we can't get away from. Yes, you can get away from it, but I don't think this podcast is geared toward those people that don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, speaking to those in reference that y'all know what's up. Y'all know that this is just something that has to get done, something that we have to do. So if you have to do it, might as well know and learn how to do it the right way, so that your work ain't all in vain. Ever since you doing all that cleaning and doing all that work, and y'all, the house still is technically nasty, and then people getting sick, and have other people over and they getting sick, and eventually it's like, if you're not cleaning, like, I mean, that stuff just eventually it catches up. It's gonna catch up regardless. So, I just wanted to share something, you know, that could help y'all. I'll be all over the place with this podcast, not in a bad way. We just talk about, different things. And so the last few, they've kind of been, on a different level. So I wanted to kind of draw back in and give you all some actual, tips and some information. Like I said, summertime is coming, and again, if you have children, and even if you don't, it ain't all about them. If it's just you, you need to be able, because even with not having children, if you're just there at home and it's just adults, like, adults be skimping and scheming and scamming when it comes to cleaning as well. So, we don't want to do that. We want to get it right and do it right. So, like I said, this is the last week of school. I'm sending so much energy and love to everybody else who have children that are getting out of school. Like I said, my nerves was bad today. It was Tuesday. The days are just, and I'm happy for them, because it has been a long school year, y'all. It has just been a lot going on. Um, and it's time for a break. But it's like, now it's like the summertime stuff, like the stuff that has to happen in the summertime, because life just keeps rolling and things still have to get done. So it just never ever ends. And I'm sending y'all some love and some good energy too. And I'm doing that specifically this evening because I know that I needed it. I need it. So I know a lot of times we be feeling like we're alone in our feelings and all of that stuff, but we're really not. people just don't express and they don't talk about it. But like today, like I wasn't like, I didn't, it wasn't like a bad day, but like I said, I just needed like a hug or something. And I felt a little, just a lot of emotions. Like, and I really, I do a good job with like balancing, um, feelings and emotions and things with the kids and my work and yada yada yada. But like sometimes all of that stuff kind of come in at the same time, and you'll be feeling like a lot of different emotions. And it was just weird for me today because I haven't felt that way in a while. So I was just like, oh, what's that? Like I was at work and just out of nowhere, like I said, I just really felt the need for like a hug. Maybe somebody else needed a hug. Maybe it's just me. I think I needed it. Um, like, oh my gosh. And I don't like feeling like that because when I'm at work, I'm in work mode. And then that made me feel a little sad. I felt like I wanted to cry. And I'm like, I ain't gonna be crying at work. I'm not even gonna invite that energy because like I got shit to do today. So I sang instead, like I be at work and I be in my and I'll just be singing, like ain't nobody even there. And they don't even bother me. They've gotten to know me so well at work. Like they don't even be like, what you doing? Is she singing again? Is she like it's just me. So I'm thankful for that. Like when people really get to know you and you can just be you. So you can get through the day without people trying to judge or asking you all these type of questions or whatever. And then this evening with this pot, like every doggone, like I have like now I'm gonna have to put like real energy. Not that I wasn't trying to put energy into it before. It was just, it was always something on my end. Like I forget about the Wi-Fi, I forget about the Bluetooth. I got a Bluetooth device in the house that picked like it literally is like some type of, I don't know. So it was already kind of like a day. And then as soon as it's time to get on here goes something else. Here goes something else again. So now like it's like now troubleshooting this issue is something else that I have to add on my list of things to do. And I don't really want to do nothing but take a vacation. That's why I need y'all votes. Go vote, y'all. Go vote. They're giving away a trip to Napa Valley, and it's crazy because a little while back, that was my plan. My plan was to go to Napa Valley, but again, life is what happens in between the plans that we make. So life showed up at some point. I don't even really know what happened, but I'm sure it was important and it was something that guaranteed my attention and probably my money. So I am responsible. Like I don't go gallivanting and doing things if, like I said, I'm a single mom. So I have to make sure that all my ducks are in a row all the time. I'm happy that way. I'm happier that way. But mama do need a vacation. Like I do. I need one and I deserve one too. So please go vote so I can get a vacation and I'll be so much better for it. But it's like, even if that don't happen, I'm gonna still take a vacation. I'm just sitting here playing. Listen, I'm gonna still get it in when it's time. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. So I'm not tripping. And I know that tomorrow will be better. I'm gonna get me some good rest this evening. Thank you all so much. Please don't forget to vote. I appreciate y'all being here, supporting me. I'd like to say thanks to Kesha, the CEO of the POWERTEAM podcast. She is so supportive. I've been doing this contest and she has just been sharing along with some other really amazing, special people. Uh, yeah, have really been supporting and helping me out, been helping me with she was throwing some ideas and suggestions out today, this evening that I didn't even think about. And it's simply because sometimes like you have so much on your mind, like it's hard to compartmentalize everything that you need to do. So that's why support is so important. Like I have a lot going on and people be like, oh, you be having a lot going on, girl, you doing your thing. It's like that ain't glamorous all the time. Like I be needing help. And when you're doing all the thinking, all the doing, all the planning, all the going, all the this, all of that, and you don't have anybody to support you, like really support. And I understand that people be having other things going on too. So I'm not bashing anybody or anything, but I'm just, I don't know, just in that space. And then you be around a lot of people, and some people are just kind of negative. I have issues when some people are just never grateful about nothing. You never hear anything, positive, or people don't be great, and it pulls on people energy, and it pulls on mine. So people be having other things going on in their mind and in their heart that you can't see. So that's why it's always good to just be a good person and be supportive. And I think that's all that has been with me. Like, I really try to support and try to spread joy and love, because this world is a hard place to be most times. So I don't want to add to it. I don't want to add to that, not in a bad way. I want to add good things to it. But, if you're the only one that's pouring, then, and nobody's pointing to you, like, things do get foggy. You do forget. You don't be on your game like 24/7, like all the time. Sometimes you have those days. So I greatly appreciate those people that can. And like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't really ask for anything from people or anything. I figure it out on my own for the most part. So for those that just instantly step in with that skill of support, because they're just genuine and they want to see another person succeed, I appreciate that, because I don't be having all my shit together like all the time. Not all the time, but I definitely be trying to encourage other people and stuff like that. And it's rare that people be giving me that same energy. So for the people that's been giving me that energy and supporting, especially through this contest or whatever, and that, whatever's going to happen with that is going to happen. And I'm going to be okay with that, whatever it may be. But even in the meantime, whether it's a awesome win or a slight fail on that part, like, I appreciate every single vote, every single share, anytime anyone has said anything about it, because people do not have to do anything for you at any given time. Take a second out of their day to do anything for you. So I'm always grateful. And every time I make a post to say I'm grateful, and I mean that. Like, I genuinely, I'm not just, oh, thank y'all and thank you, appreciate you, just to be saying something. I say it because I actually mean it. So, that's just what this whole journey is about, really. At the end of the day, no matter what you're talking about, no matter what you're doing, it's about supporting each other and loving each other and just being there, even when you don't know to be there. Sometimes just be there. So, it's all right and everything's all good. And honey, we're gonna make it regardless. We're gonna get through this regardless. So I hope that I was able to help you all this evening with a few tips. I hope y'all remember, the rules about disinfecting, the rules about cleaning your washing your cleaning tools, and remember about your acids and bases, your vinegars, and your soap lifts, and the common viruses that are on your doorknobs and counters. Like, just, I hope you can, even if it's just one little tip, I hope you remember it, because they all help in some way. So I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all for being here and tuning in, and I will see you all on the next episode. I'm debating about having a special guest. It's good to switch it up and change it up, change it up a little bit. So that's kind of what's on my mind. I'll see. I kind of just like to go with the flow and do things that feel right and that's appropriate for whatever's going on at the time. So don't forget to vote. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And y'all have a happy Tuesday and rest of the week. And thank you again. Bye.
Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? No drama, no drama here. No drama.